and destroy the destroyers. Not repaying evil with evil, which is an admonition against our own kind, our own brethren. But as Matthew 5:38 states, ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. This comes from the Levitical law of retribution. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done unto him again. Some people incorrectly interpret this as a sanction for some kind of Phineas priesthood, a divine deputy for divine law enforcement. However, this was a standing law for the stoning of blasphemers. And a stoning was a public event. It was the public activism of their day. Great stress is sometimes laid upon this law. It extended to the stranger among them, as well as those born in the land. Strangers, as well as native Israelites, should be entitled to the benefit of the law, so as not to suffer wrong, and should be liable to the penalty of this law in case they did wrong. Now, the word stranger here is ger, meaning a kindred foreigner, not a racial alien. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth is whatever penalty was regarded as a proper equivalent for these criminals. This law of retribution was designed to take vengeance out of the hands of private persons and commit it to the magistrate or judge. But it was abused in an opposite way to the commandments of the Mosaic Law. While they were reduced to the level of civil enactments, this judicial regulation was held to be a warrant for taking redress into their own hands, contrary to the injunctions of the Old Testament itself. The lame excuse that Jews use is that Moses received a secret set of oral laws, which have been incorporated into their Talmud today, and which, by the way, circumvent the Mosaic Law. Are the courts legislating from the bench today? Who's the lawgiver here? The judgments of God always fit the crime. The judgments of man always serve the special interest group. We are told, do not say, I will repay evil. Wait for the Lord, and he will save you. Another proverb says, do not say, I will do so to him as he hath done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. Don't say that. We see the same exact thing today with a stacked Supreme Court full of Catholics and Jews and lower court judges serving the interest of non-Christians. We have little to no redress of grievances today except for this eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth law. It then becomes a matter of the legitimacy of the government. And I think Romans 13 clearly defines a ruling body politic thusly. Rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Some say, whoever has the most toys wins. But I say, whoever acts upon the right principles of God has the most righteousness. When will they ever learn? Crime or sin does not pay. The only thing they've learned is how to take the sin to the highest levels of government. that is, spiritual wickedness in high places. Continuing in Matthew 5:39, it says we shouldn't resist evil and turn the other cheek. Well, many people falsely interpret this to mean that we're pacifists. However, it simply means that when we're wrong, we should take our punishment as a matter of correction. The context is with the individual, not the nation. Are we Christians supposed to resist evil in America? Did our ancient ancestors give a free pass to Baal worship? Well, yes and no. Jeremiah declared, I saw that the prophets of Samaria were terribly evil, for they prophesied in the name of Baal and led my people of Israel into sin. By contrast, Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slew them there. We should resist evil on a corporate level as the nations or tribes of Israel. We should not only resist evil, but we must keep it in check. We are commanded to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Why? Because they're evil. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints. When it comes to the enemies of Jesus Christ and Christians, we should double unto her, speaking of Mystery Babylon. We should double unto her double according to her works. So much torment and sorrow, meaning evil, give her. God sanctions this as conduct becoming of a Christian because our adversaries are so wicked. We're getting closer to God's purpose now. Don't you believe that love, the romantic kind, overcometh the world? The wicked would just love for you to deal with them lovingly so that they can continue in their Machiavellian plans to process you like cattle. Have you heard the rumor of Obama forces evacuating the citizens of Florida to FEMA camps to save them from the harm's way if this oil spill spreads? What an ingenious game of evil powers to get people to love them. It's almost funny if it wasn't so insidious. The GOP loves Bush, the Democrats love Obama, and love is colorblind. Kumbaya. But unconditional love of those who rule over us is the seeds of tyranny. Psalms 149, 6 and 9, Luke 9:27 clearly illustrate violence as a part of God's will. All fratricidal wars in the last couple hundred years and the usurpation of our money system can be summed up in one word: Jews. All because we lost our focus for thy will be done. Biblical love is executing God's commandments.